Hello, this is Case with another course analysis. Today we're doing course 2, Divine Dino Domain. I'm doing this so I can improve my game. This one's especially valuable because this is before Biobex rework, meaning this will look a lot better in the end, I would hope. Again, with every level on Return to Yoshi's Island, we have two metrics that we find important. The first one is we want the player to have fun through freedom. The freedom you have when you play the level. So that's stuff like how you can approach the level, right? You can do stuff like that. This is probably going to be the level where you learn about the spin jump a lot, because you can use that to go up here really fast. But even if you don't learn about it, you can still come up here. I'm sure, like, you could do a wall kick here, or you could go over that thing and then dodge these if you're like really afraid to experiment with Mars movement. So it's all doable. But yes, the idea with this level, the adventure vibe, is we put a different spin on the adventure vibe. Now, this is the goal, the through line for all of Return to Yoshi's Island. We want it all to feel like an adventure. Jones type deal. Now, before we really get into the analysis, I have to give you guys a little bit of a rant, because whenever I do these, people keep implying I'm too harsh on myself or I'm doubting myself too much, and I want to respond to everyone thinking that right before, right? I literally have infinite confidence. I am not normal. I just do what's optimal, and the best way to improve is to be critical and to listen to a diverse set of viewpoints. I already think I'm basically the best, but I want to improve even more, right? I'm literally indifferent to praise or criticism. There's like no emotional effect at all. I just want to perfect my craft. So when I say, oh, this is bad, or I need to improve this or whatever, it doesn't mean I'm doubting my abilities. It just means that I think I can improve. I have a great video about why you should not be humble, but instead be open-minded. And people constantly seem to confuse open-mindedness with self-doubt, which is really fucking annoying. Also, keep in mind that just because I point out something as improvable, it does not mean I will improve it. I only have a limited amount of time on this planet, but I do this because the goal here is to not increase an absolute value of how good something is, but rather the velocity at which I can make things good. Right? I don't do it to improve my level, but to improve my level designing ability. Alright, let's get into this. Now, how do we achieve explorer vibes? I think we need to invite exploration, which we can do with environmental storytelling, like all these overgrown things here. The easiest way to do this is to make up a backstory that is interesting, and we have influenced the ongoings around the level. So for example, a part of the backstory is that this is a Yoshi temple. So you see Yoshi statues everywhere, and there's a big Yoshi, and there's X here, and stuff like that, right? I don't think the backstory of this level is deep enough to really make that work just yet, but I'm sure we'll have a few ideas while we go along with this level. And we want fantastic elements that, you know, give you like new ideas, things you haven't seen before in your life. One thing that I think is important for these Indiana Jones types vibe is that this level does not feel like it was made for Mario. So Mario is just coming along, and this level always existed. What does it mean? The level elements do not act for Mario, they're just there, and Mario exists and can interact with them. That might be a little difficult to understand, but if we get into it, I'm sure you will know what I mean. Yeah. One very important thing here is anticipation. We want to edge the player with mysteries. We want mysteries that go over multiple acts at best. So something like you see a thing, you don't know what it is, but then as you make progress on the level, you figure it out. So stuff you can see but cannot access. One good example of that in this level is this pipe here. There's a pipe here, but you can't reach it right away. You need to solve a puzzle to get to it, and the puzzle is in a different room entirely. Or like when you enter this room, you want to go to the other side, you can't just jump. Actually, you can just jump over, but it's a difficult jump, and I don't think everyone will do it. So yeah, we want to drop hints to other stars whenever we can without giving the player the star right away. Puzzles for this have the right vibe, but it's the wrong gameplay for this game. We don't want to actually put puzzles. Whenever you introduce such like a different gameplay element, the amount of players that enjoy all of your game shrinks to a Venn diagram of the people that enjoy puzzles and the people that enjoy platformers, right? And then now you're just left with a thin slice. So that sucks. So my solution to that is we use puzzle aesthetics, but we don't make puzzles. Let me explain. The mystery here is figuring out that a puzzle exists. Basically, let me show you. So, one great example of that is right here. It's a bunch of blocks, and you have to push them together. And, okay, the code for that is broken right now. But I think you can see that you just have to push them into one direction once, and that's the whole puzzle. You solved it. Oh, this one I can push. Interesting. Yeah, it's the bug fixes are not... I'm not very actively fixing bugs at the moment. Alright, there we go, yeah. I solved the puzzle. Now, more stuff. One thing that works really well for adventures is a feeling of travel. And one thing that works towards that effect is something called the event boundary effect. I don't know if that's the real name or if I just made it up, but that's what my notes here say for this video. Or event segmentation. We want to make the player build distinct models of separate rooms, and they're supposed to like feel like separate movies. Like you're here and now you're inside, and it's like, oh, I'm somewhere completely different. And there's supposed to be a gate here. There is a gate here, it just doesn't render right now. Cool, 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 cool. Very nice, awesome. Yeah, so for that, rooms need to feel very distinct, but they still need to be connected to the temple. I think one really good way of achieving that will be to have like architectural elements that are going to be seen everywhere. You can see on V1 of this model, I tried to do that by putting fucking Yoshis and eggs everywhere. I am no longer convinced that's such a great idea, but we'll see. I think it works, and yeah, we have a few issues with ours right now. That's due to changing how warps work since I made this level. No big deal, no big deal at all. And of course, what's important is that once we set out a mystery, the mystery resolves. Now let's look at a list of all our stars and see if we follow along with that. The first star is the Shy Guy Wraith. Alright, the Shy Guy Wraith is right here. Let me go there in the level. So the path there is pretty easy. God, this level is so buggy at the moment. Actually, the path there is not so easy. Maybe the path should be easier. I don't like that the player is walking along such a thin plank. Okay, that's the first thing I'm noting down. Let me just make a placement here. Path to see to star 1 is too hidden. Plank is too thin. Make it bigger so the player has more room and finds it more easily. It is important that the player finds this early. So the light here is supposed to be animated too. And you're gonna hear music coming from there. So that will be very obvious, especially if the music is like in 3D space. And in here, it says dance move check. We only let cool guys into the club. Show me a cool dance. And you have to do the correct dance. So, okay, cool. Mystery is set up. You don't know what the dance is. You don't know what to do. Very nice. The way you actually find out about the dance is you go inside the temple, and then inside the temple right here, there should be a sign, and the sign tells you what the cool Shy Guy dance moves are. Perfect. I like that. Good. You go in here. Let me actually think, is there anything bad about this? It's kind of nice that it's like on the other side and there's still the thing coming out of here. Maybe this is confusing, maybe you're not gonna realize that. You're gonna realize the rooms are connected because like you've seen this before. You just gotta make sure the player actually sees this when they play the level. Which, if they go in here, they're gonna see the inside first, that's fine. Then the mystery is gonna like, okay, what are these dance moves for? And they're probably gonna remember it and then figure out that this is here. That's fine. Yes, I think that works. We just need to make a bigger thing here. Alright, you're gonna be inside. And inside of here, there is fantastic elements. This is gonna, the RGBs are also gonna rotate here. You can see a bunch of Shy Guys dancing to the beat of the music with a big disco ball at the top. There's a small platforming section here. We should make it so that while you're here, the music gets like droned out, like, you know, that caramel dancing from another room. Let's do that. Caramel dancing from another room effects in Shy Guy Dance Hall. I'm gonna add that. So great, fantastic elements. I think this fits perfectly with our adventure stuff. One thing I don't really like about this is that this does not keep a mystery going that protrudes into future acts. So, one way to improve this would be if somehow solving this threw up more questions than it answers. At the same time, I have no idea how that would work. We might have to invent more deep lore about the temple here to make this work. So that's something for sure I need to think about. Either way, let's move on to the second star. Now, the second star, also I need to mention, there is a shaman here at the beginning, and if you ever get stuck, he tells you a hint for how to get the current star. Which, I mean, I mentioned people don't want to talk to him, but it's good that the option is there, I think. Alright, next, feed the Yoshi god the fruit. Alright, this one's interesting. So you're going up here, you have to reach this somehow. There's Poochie here. You might think, what the fuck is Poochie doing? That's good. Poochie's not an enemy. I imagine people are gonna dodge him like an enemy because he runs at you. People that know Poochie are gonna jump on him, probably. Which wouldn't be an issue. Yes, right here. Gate with the Yoshi god. I'm thinking, well, there's a gate here that like blocks the door. I'm thinking we should have it so that while you're around here, he makes noises sometimes. So you're like, what is going on? Why is there a noise coming out of here? I haven't added that yet, but it is in my notes. There's a switch here to open the gate. I don't really like that the switch is super hidden. Oh, thinking about this, maybe the Shy Guy mission could somehow like be about the Yoshi god. Like, I don't know how we can connect the Yoshi god and the Shy Guys. Well, I'll think of something. Either way, you press this thing opens, there's the Yoshi god, and then you need to feed him a fruit. He tells you he's hungry, there's a fruit up here, you just roll it down. Not really a puzzle, but it works. And then you can go into his tum-tum where he has a tummy ache, and there's a fat Shy Guy that rolls candy at you as a boss fight. Second star being the boss fight, maybe not so good. Maybe the Yoshi god should be more hidden. Maybe the switch here shouldn't be so easy to find, and then we can make the other missions be hints to the switch. Or we can do it something else. Maybe the other missions, like when you solve them somehow, you have all the hints combined together to know how to open the gate to the Yoshi god. I'll consider. I'll make a note here. Maybe the Yoshi god in a later act, so that the Yoshi god's mystery stays longer. Maybe have the other acts and add how to open the Yoshi god gate. You need a new, more complicated method to open it. I don't like that this is actually going into the direction of the puzzle, but I'll remember that when I review this in the future. I think the platforming here is all fine, the boss fight is fine, there's spectacle to it. From that angle it's all fine. This mission by itself is good, I'm just thinking there's more potential in here. Star 3, run away from a rolling egg on a slide. Alright, so for mission 3 you have to enter this way basically. And there is, in the inside area here, there's pillars you can stand on, and when you stand on one pillar, another pillar goes up. And when you stand on that pillar, the next pillar goes up. Until all the pillars are up, and you can press a switch on the ceiling, which opens this gate here. So that has one of these puzzles that aren't really a puzzle, so that's good. When you get in there, you are on the slide here. You're up here, and there's a giant egg on the other side. And when you come close to it, the floor under you just gives up, and you're on the slide, and you're rolling away from the Yoshi egg. You go to the other side here, you get a star. Very Indiana Jones-like, with like triggering a trap. I've never watched an Indiana Jones movie, I just know he picks up money from a thing and that triggers a trap, and now he rolls away from a boulder. That's literally what I imagine Indiana Jones is like for like 90 minutes. It's just him doing that over and over. Either way, we got that. Not really a long-term mystery here. It's a decent star. It feels like filler. It feels like it doesn't really interact with the rest of the level design. It's just kind of there. I'm sure that's improvable, especially if we somehow link this to the Yoshi God again. I mean, it's a big egg. It's like the Yoshi God egg, right? But like, I don't want there to be text everywhere either. The Shaman Yoshi can say something about it, but no one's even gonna talk to him. We can inscribe things into the walls. We can add like symbols about people praising the Yoshi gods on the walls of the temple. That would add a lot to this. That would be like adding more backstory to this as well. We should consider that. It's texture / decals of people praising the Yoshi gods on the inside of the Yoshi god X section and the inside of the temple. To link back the big egg and the Yoshi god. We should also maybe like do some like hatching thing. You know how the like hieroglyphs are like stories from left to right? Maybe like comic panels almost. Almost like comic panels of people praying to an egg and the egg hatching or something. Definitely something to workshop. And I think then this will be better. Next is the Poochie section. Now, Poochie is also a little weird and doesn't really interact with the rest of the level design. Poochie's area is up here, and he walks around this area here. You jump on him, and he brings you to the switch here. He like throws you up, and once you're on that switch, you open this gate here. Again, also kind of a puzzle that's not really a puzzle. As soon as you realize it's there, it's solved. And then the inside section is this trap house here, where most of these are like the wrong warp that put you back to the beginning. And the rest is progress forward. Poochie will tell you the way. So this is all gonna go this way. We have to make sure that this is really easy. This is course 2, and falling down here after waiting for Poochie in like an auto-scroller section would be so frustrating. I need to like change this into respawns or something. Like if you go the wrong way, you like take 2 damage and respawn and Poochie goes back or something. I need to change that. Wrong doors in Poochie section needs to just deal 2 damage and respawn you and reset Poochie instead of killing you. Same for falling falling down though. This was initially course 10, but then it became course 2, so it's... Actually, no, I think this was always course 2 now, and I'm talking bullshit. So this is all good. We have like this poison fox section. It's very difficult to take no damage at all, but you also likely won't die here. It's like swimming in water basically almost. This whole thing here is an Easter egg area, nothing you're supposed to know about. Nothing most people will find. The only way to find it is to make a mistake. The big bone Poochie will bottle, it's gonna be super cute. I like this a lot. Also doesn't really connect to this. Unless we somehow made this bone connected to the Yoshi god. But saying this is like a piece of him, that would be a little brutal. I mean, we can have some bizarre things that don't connect back to it, but to have random things that don't connect back to the god makes sense or are interesting. Everything else needs to be connected to it. If there's like 10 elements and like 2 of them are not connected to the thing, people will be like, oh, how are these 2 things that are random connected to the big story? But if it's like 10 things that are all disconnected, no one's gonna find that interesting. That's one thing you realize a lot when people like talk about Mario 64 being liminal and weird and stuff. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to flip the normals here. Yeah, we should. If we connect everything else back to the Yoshi god, I don't think we need to connect this to Poochie. Don't know what we're gonna do with the Shy Guys dance room though. How this is gonna connect back to the whole thing. Why does this room exist, really, is what we should be asking. If this was like a place of prayer first and then the Shy Guys repurposed it, this would be a lot better. So I think we should note it down. Make the Shy Guy dance room look like a repurposed room of prayer to the Yoshi god. We need to still think about who's praying to the Yoshi god. Maybe I don't want it to be Shy Guys. It needs to be something else. It could be other Yoshis praying to a big Yoshi god. Let me note that down as well. Who is praying to the Yoshi god? Question mark. Other Yoshis? Something else? It can't be Shy Guys, I think. Okay. Let's move on. There's a lot of notes here because this level has not gotten a rework yet, so a lot of this is still kind of bad design-wise, I think. Star 5. You go in here or in here, and it's pretty much all platforming. Right here is what it looks like. Let me go there. Is this too loud, by the way? Oh, no, never mind, you can't hear it at all. Cool. Alright, so this is actually a crazy platforming area. This is baby's favorite playground or something, I don't know what to call it. So this is very fun to move through, and I like it a lot for that. There's still a question of like, why does this exist? Can we put some systems here, but like, this is where they get the water, or this is where the temple gets the energy? No, we already have the windmill. Because there's so many moving elements on this, and there's like a windmill on this thing as well. Not a windmill, a water wheel. So to be like, that's where the energy is coming from would be great, but we already have the water wheel, so rip that idea. So also this whole section here. How can we make this place make any sense at all? See, with these things, it's weird because like, I think Biobag has a great idea on how to fix it. But what if I also have a good idea before it, and now we have 2 ideas to pull from, so I gotta think of something as well. no, the new camera makes this so easy. Never mind. No, it's still easy. The camera just kind of locks on like that, so it's just minimum work. I don't know why the coins are invisible here in this area, by the way. That's weird. Oh well. Yes. The point of this area, I don't know what it is. I will note that down. Red coin area needs to feel like it has some kind of in-world function. That is important, I think. It could be houses. This could be where they all sleep. We can build like tiny houses like everywhere. But that's gonna ruin the platforming. But actually, if you like theme this after like sleeping beds and like houses and stuff, we could probably improve the platforming too. Like instead of having something like this, there could be, I don't know, a bed. We can make up crazy places to sleep in. I think that works. Maybe like houses for the monks. Maybe this is where the Yoshi monks sleep? Question mark? Yeah. Obviously, there's not much mystery to this. Actually, if there's the monk beds, people are going to be like, who used to sleep here? But there's none right now. Ooh, the plants still bug out after you leave an area? I thought I fixed that. Ugh. Still thinking about the Yoshi bugs. I think it's a great idea. I think people would just assume that it's the Yoshis praising the big god Yoshi as well anyway. But like having it all fit together would be nice. Doing it so retroactively is kinda poopy, but... It's a little bit of a render back here. Alright, next star is the retro pipe. Yeah, so the retro pipe can't possibly fit into the story, it just is what it is, but it can be right from the vibe, and the vibe is right. The way you get it is you solve this puzzle here, puzzle in big quotation marks of course, and then this is one of my favorite stuff in this level here. Cool, the wob is too small. Great. There we go. It's right here. It's the pipe that we've seen at the beginning. And now we're here in Retroland. Speedruns of this are gonna go crazy. Wow, I fucked it up. Cool. But you can do the sickest jump there. It's just really difficult. Yes. I have no notes on this one. I know it doesn't connect to the level, but it can't possibly do that. Unless someone has a crazy idea I can't think of. One that doesn't suck. One that's not a true triad connecting everything. Because, you know, there still needs to be like randomness and fun to it. And of course, the one thing we can't do is we can't put text. That's always the best thing. We have to make a story, we can't use text. Good luck. Now what's left to think about in this level is the Yoshi coins actually. The Yoshi coins give us a lot of design space that I think is utilized terribly. Because the Yoshi coins were introduced after this level was already made. I want to keep at least 1 or 2 slots open because I know Biobank will have crazy ideas again. But let's talk about them. First Yoshi coin is in the middle of the water wheel. Of course, completely replaceable, redundant, garbage, I don't like it, not interesting at all. Second is lure a shy guy to the Yoshi god and he eats it for a coin. And of course it's cryptic as fuck, which is why the shaman would hint at it with text, which is a stupid band-aid fix. So this is also an awful Yoshi coin, but at least it's somewhat interesting. At least it gives the Yoshi god a little bit more relevance in the this fucked up level where he's already barely relevant, even though this is all about him. Star 3, get the ice one, walk over the water. Yeah, I've shown it before. I like that one, I want to keep it. I like that the ice flower has a use here. 4, pillar that goes up in a temple. So there is 2 pillars here that go up while you solve the puzzle, and there's a Yoshi kind of above it. This is completely awful. I genuinely hate this. And then 1 from a bomb flower in the wall. So you bomb this wall with the bomb flower, you find the bomb flower down here. That one's actually decent. Because the bomb flower box being here sets up a lot of anticipation. And you might be like, since this is course 2, you're gonna see the bomb flower early throughout the entire game. And you're gonna wonder what it's there for. And in that way, it works kinda nice. I know that's a lot of backtracking in a way, but I don't think it's bad, because you're gonna come back here later anyway to do the Yoshi Star missions. So we just have to make sure that one of the Yoshi Star missions comes by this box here. Let's write that down. Make sure at least one of the Yoshi Star missions comes by the bomb cap box so you can get the bomb cap star. Yes. And not star, bomb cap, Yoshi coin, ouch, backtracking. That is good. So yeah, I think I'm done with this. I can't think of much. I mean, there's places like this we didn't really go over, but there also isn't much to say about this. It's just Yoshi statues again. It would be cool to have a few more ideas just flow into this. I didn't really talk about the piranhas outside here either. There are piranhas around the temple. It's because I didn't want the player to just run around the water forever, because there's nothing to see in the water. Maybe there's a point to be made that the piranhas should not come into the next to shore, because if they do, then they can really mess with the player. But at the same time, like, they are really fun interaction, I feel like. They add a lot of personality to this. They make this feel like a harsh environment, which is kind of cool. We could also definitely add stuff like the monks were eating fish and that they were eating the piranhas, and then we add like a bunch of fish bones into this area here. That would be cool. I'm gonna note them down. Monks were eating fish, add tons of fish bones into the sleeping area if we go with that idea. You know, in that way we just need to build stuff up. And I think that will put this level together. So yeah, let me know if you disagree with anything I said here, and if you think there's any improvements to be made. And that's it. Bye.